Hey, high impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the shortest basketball player in the world?
I like your curiosity. I'll tell you. Muggsy Bogues is the shortest player in the National Basketball Association history, listed at 5 feet 3 inches tall. He was drafted 12th overall by the Washington Bullets in 1987.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
I'm glad you asked.
AI Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
I've been curious. Who exactly is the youngest swimmer in the world?
Oh, I'll tell you. Alzin Tarek, age 10, is the youngest and fastest swimmer in World Championships history. Tarek has been swimming competitively since the age of 4.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm glad I wowed you.
Hey, high impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
Sports in a Jiffy is live on your radio. This is Empire Radio 102.1 FM, and I'm right here to preach the gospel of sports here for the next 15 minutes. Talk about all of the in-swingers, all of the lancer passes, the slams, and the dunks as well. Tuesday edition of the show for today, and the last Tuesday in the month of October, year 2025. I got a reference, the man up there for the gift of life, as per us till this very minute. I'll bring in you the top stories making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport this morning. Ayodeji Ajiboye is my name. Absolute honor to be your host on the show. To the switch of the back of the net, we'll be getting the show on the road. And a sort of reminder that we're streaming live on our YouTube channel at iImpact 102.1 FM right there on YouTube, and our Facebook fan page at iImpact Radio 102.1 FM. We'll go straight into the stories right about now. Just as the Super Falcons of Nigeria will be in action later today in the game against the Benin Republic women's national team, and the head coach of the Benin Republic women's national team, Abdullahi Uzeru, believes they stand a better chance of beating the Super Falcons to the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations ticket after analyzing the Nigerian side from the first leg encounter last week. The Amazons of Benin Republic will lock on with Nigeria in the second leg of the second round of the 2026 WAFCON qualifier in Abeokuta later this evening. And coach Justin Madugu decided heading into today's return leg in the driver's seat following that 2-0 win over the Amazons last Friday in Lomé, Togo. And ahead of today's encounter, Ozero is still optimistic that the Amazons can turn the tables around. The Amazons arrived in Abeokuta on Sunday and had one training session yesterday, Monday. The Super Falcons had 2 sessions on Sunday and Monday as they hope to clinch a ticket to the Morocco 2026 and defend the title they won earlier this year. The Super Falcons won a record extended 10th continental title in Morocco in July, coming back from 2 goals down to beat the host 3-2 in the 10th final. Meanwhile, the Confederation of African Football selected Dominic Rosa Angevola, who is from Madagascar, as a referee for today's clash between the Super Falcons and the Amazons. Was Zimbabwean official as assistant referee, and also another assistant referee from Madagascar, and another Zimbabwean will be in the role of the 4th official for the game. The game is slated for 4 p.m. Nigerian time, right there at the MK Abiola Sports Arena, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Away from that story right now, talking about female football on the show this morning. Super Falcons midfielder Michelle Alozie has been listed among 26 nominees for the 2025 FIFA Pro World 11. The FIFA World 11 is the only global football award voted for exclusively by professional footballers. Alozie, who plays for Eastern Dash in the NWSL, is one of the 3 Africans nominated as prominently featured in Super Falcons' record-extending 10th WAFCON triumph in Morocco earlier this year. Other African players who made the nomination list are Moroccan captain Ghislaine Shebak and also Zambian skipper Barbara Banda. It's been said that more than 26,000 players from 68 countries have selected their men's and women's teams for this year. And away from that story right now, still talking about female football on the show this morning. It's also been said that Nigeria's women's shortstopper Chiamaka Nnadozie has been shortlisted for the 2025 International Federation of Football History and Statistics Women's World Best Goalkeeper. That's talking about IFFHS World Best Award. Nnadozie currently plays for Brighton and Hove Albion in the Women's Super League, is the only African among the nominees for the prestigious honor. She'll be facing stiff competition from some of the world best, including Germany's and Katrin Beja, who plays for Gotham FC, Spain's Katako, who plays for Barcelona, England's Anna Hampton, who plays for Chelsea, and Chilean Christian Endler, who plays for Lyon. Other goalkeepers in contention are Daphne van Domsla of Netherlands and Arsenal, Katrin Tampia of Colombia and Palmeiras, Lorena Leite of Brazil and Kansas Current, Fallon Tullis-Joyce of United States of America and Manchester United, and Jennifer Falk of Sweden and also Akin. The IFFHS award, established in 1987, recognized the best performance across various football categories annually, based on votes from journalists and football experts in over 120 countries. Away from that story, still talking female football on the show this morning. It's been said that the Nigerian women's under-17 team, the Flamingos, will face a formidable Italian side in round of 16 at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Morocco today, with a place in the quarterfinals on the line. This is going to be first time that the Nigerian Flamingos were playing against the Italian women, and the encounter is set for pitch 2 of the Football Academy Mohammed 5 in Rabat, and promises to be one of the most intriguing fixture of the knockout stage. Like I mentioned, this will be the first time ever meeting between the two nations at this level. Italy will have been one of the tournament's most impressive teams, qualified as Group A leaders after a flawless run of 3 straight victories, a chilling 4-3 win over Brazil, a 3-1 triumph over host Morocco, and a convincing 3-0 victory over Costa Rica. They are currently led by an informed striker, Giulia Galli, who is the tournament's top scorer with 5 goals, and Italian definitely showing a bit of attacking flair and defensive discipline in equal measure, making them strong favourites to heading into the tie. Meanwhile, Nigeria reached the round of 16 as the best third-place team after a rocky start in Group D, and that must-win match against Samoa, where they won 4-0. They definitely delivered a standout performance to make sure that they are through to the next round. Reflecting on the team's journey so far, Bankole Olorokere is expected to retain the core of the side that dismantled Samoa, banking on the combination of attacking sharpness and defensive stability that provides effective right there in the cell. Our kickoff is scheduled for 8 p.m. Nigerian time today, with the winner progressing to quarterfinals to face the winner between Paraguay and also Mexico in what is shaping up to be a decisive battle of grit and ambition right there at the league. And away from that, right about now, quickly still taking more stories coming through from the home front this morning, and away from the world of football into other sports. Doha, the Qatari city, will open the 2026 Wanda Diamond League season with the first competition slated for May 8. World Athletic has said that the draws by the World Athletic ruling body showed that the Chinese cities of Shanghai and Xiamen will host the league on May 16 and May 23, respectively, while Africa will entertain the stars in Rabat, Morocco on May 31. The competition will then move to Europe, with Rome on June 4, Stockholm on June 7, Oslo on June 10, Paris June 16 as host before it moves up to North America, where Eugene, United States, will take its turn on July 4. The Stars return to Europe, with Monaco hosting the league on July 10, London on July 18, Lausanne on August 20, Silesia on August 23, Zurich on August 27, before the final leg in Brussels on September 4 and 5. According to World Athletics, the sport's biggest stars featuring in the 17th edition of the Diamond League will fight for the doubled prizes, with the first place going with $10,000, that's about 8,600 euros, and $20,000, that's about 17,200 euros in regular events, and $50,000, that's about 43,000 heroes in the finals. The Wanda Diamond League, which comprises 15 elite meetings across the world, brings together the finest athletes on the planet in a dazzling display of speed, strength, and precision. As in the previous seasons, competition will accumulate points across 14 qualifying meetings, aiming to secure their place in Bronze's final, where they will battle for glory and the coveted Diamond Trophy. And away from that story right now, still taking more talks on the show this morning. Sports in a Jiffy on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Still talking female on the show this morning. Let's go straight into the Green Falcons, who have been having some form of a fairy tale run right there of the current World Rugby Series. Yesterday, they got thumped by the Fiji women. Don't forget that Fiji are a very strong nation when it comes to the world of rugby. The Nigerian women rugby team, Green Falcons, lost to Fiji Women's Rugby League team, Bulikula, early yesterday in Canada, and failed in their bid to qualify for the first ever Rugby League World Cup. In a commanding performance, the Fiji Bulikula defeated the Nigerian Green Falcons 62-4 to claim their final qualification spot and a landmark moment for women's rugby right there in Fiji as well. What would have been for the Nigerian women, former Australian women 7 stars Casey Staplus led the charge with 4 tries in the historic win, while Lialen Asham, Naomi Tego, and Ebony Lang also crossed the line to seal the emphatic win. Fiji led 28-4 at halftime and never looked back, showcasing superior pace, organization, and tactical discipline against the spirited Nigerian side that was also chasing its own piece of history. With the result, New Zealand, Australia, Samoa, Papua New Guinea, France, Fiji, Wales, and England are now confirmed participants for next year's Women's Rugby League World Cup in Australia. The victory not only cements Fiji's place on the global stage, but also underscores the growing strength and depth of Women's Rugby League across the Pacific, a region fast becoming a powerhouse in the women's game. For the Green Falcons, the World Series is what they will be looking to build on, because I tell you one thing for free, that despite missing out on the ticket to the 2026 Rugby League World Cup, the Nigerian Women's National Rugby League team, the Green Falcons, are holding their heads high, returning with an invaluable experience at the 2025 International Rugby League World Rugby League World Series in Canada. The Green Falcons, like I mentioned, lost 62-4 in Fiji in that particular game yesterday, ending their hopes of picking the 8th ticket to the 2026 Women's Rugby World Cup and also becoming the first African side to ever do so. And road to the final, Nigeria beat Ireland 10-0 in the semi-final. Head coach Bolu Fagborun named the strong and balanced lineup for the final, with Alade Yellow Blessing starting at fullback, and of course, other players are operating from the wings. Fiji ran away with the win, and the Nigerian team is poised to retain their continental title and aim for the subsequent Rugby League World Series titles that will be coming up. According to the director of the Nigerian Rugby League, Nosakare Agoje, said the Green Falcons campaign in Canada was a statement of intent for Nigerian Rugby League, noting that their defensive discipline, athleticism, and teamwork throughout the tournament highlighted the nation's rapid growth in the sport. The Green Falcons' road to the World Series began in 2024 when they edged Kenya on technicality to become the first ever MEA women's team to qualify for the Rugby League World Cup Series. And Nigeria and Kenya competed in the first ever Rugby League Women's World Cup qualifier in Africa, with the 2-legged tie hosted by Kenya Rugby League at the NYS headquarters in Nairobi, Kenya, right there. Away from that story right now, still bringing more thoughts coming through from the world of sports on the show this morning. Quickly, we go straight into the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, where it's been said that the Nigerian Super Eagles will play a high-profile game against Egypt in an international friendly at the Cairo International Stadium on 14th of December, just 7 days before the start of the 2025 African Cup of Nations, AFCON in Morocco. According to Aram, the Egyptian Football Association confirmed the fixture on Sunday. The Nigerian Football Federation is yet to release an official statement about the match as of fresh time, but the game, arranged at the request of Egypt's head coach Usam Hassan, is part of both countries' final preparations for the continental showpiece. Promises to be an exciting contest with the likes of Victor Osimhen and Mohamed Salah, two of Africa's biggest football stars set to lead their nations. Both players will be aiming to lift their first ever AFCON title right there in Morocco. For the AFCON 2025 group stage, Egypt will compete in Group B alongside South Africa, Angola, and Zimbabwe, while Nigeria will be playing in Group C with Tunisia, Tanzania and Uganda. Definitely, we look at the two teams and also at the friendlies. They are looking to make sure that they are playing a bit of balanced game. Don't forget that in the last couple of years, Nigeria have played against the likes of Zimbabwe and also South Africa on multiple occasions, and this is going to be like a major test for Egypt against the side that Nigeria have played against, and also for Nigeria. Don't forget that we have a North African side in our group, which is going to be Tunisia. So a very good test to see how much balance we are coming back from the outbreak that we suffered against Tunisia the last time out at the African Cup of Nations. Still sports in a Jiffy right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Just to tell you that it's a season of saying goodbyes to managers in some of the European leagues. From yesterday, we saw that Juventus have parted with their head coach Ugo Tudor, and also not just Ugo Tudor, who lost his job during this week. We are also seeing that Celtic have now also parted ways with Brendan Rodgers, the man who's one time been their head coach before he joined for Leicester City in the English Premier League. And people are now saying that maybe it was a match that was never made in the first place. Away from that story quickly, bringing you a couple of fixtures I'll be going down later today in the last season of the English League Cup. Grimsby Town will be up against Brentford, while Comby Wanderers will be up against Fulham, where Wrexham will be hosting Cardiff City at about 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and also a couple of other games that will be going down later this evening right there in the world of football. I already mentioned to you that I will be seeing that particular one in the English League Cup round of 16, last 16 final, while in the Spanish Copa del Rey, Girona will definitely be traveling to Constancia. You'll be having the likes of Valencia up against Maracena, likes of Granada will be up against Roda. We'll also be having games between the likes of Getafe against Inter Valdemoro. All these games later tonight. Sevilla will travel to Toledo. Real Sociedad will travel to Negriga. La Palmas will travel to Extremadura 1924. While in the German DFB Pokal, the second round of matches, Eintracht Frankfurt will be up against Borussia Dortmund. FCNM 98 will be up against Hamburger SV. The likes of Wolfsburg will be hosting Kiel. Augsburg will be up against Bochum. RB Leipzig will travel to Energy Cottbus. St. Pauli will be hosting Offenham. And Italian Serie A later tonight, we'll be seeing games between Leeds and also Napoli, while Atlanta will be hosting AC Milan in the matches for this evening right there in the world of football. Sporting a Jiffy on Empire Radio 102.1 FM, and of course I'm serving it in a Jiffy to print all of the major stories making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports. Before I call it a wrap on the package this morning quickly, let's make a stop in the world of tennis, where Britain's Cameron Norrie is now pumped at the prospect of facing world number one Carlos Alcaraz in the second round of the Paris Masters after beating Sebastian Baez in straight sets. The world number 31 beat Argentina Baez, ranked 12 places below him, 6-3, 6-4 in a match, which without 6 breaks of serve. Our fellow Britain Jakob Fienley, who is 24, was less fortunate in the French capital, losing 6-1, 6-4 to Russian 12th seed Andrei Rublev. Norrie won the opening 3 games before having his serve broken to 15 as Baez pulled it back to 3-3. The world number 17 will now be facing American Lenatier in the next round after the 19-year-old beat Nuno Borges of Portugal 6-2, 7-6. Away from that story right now, I'll still bringing more stories out to you on the show. Okay, like I mentioned, I know we'll be meeting Alcaraz, who exited last year's tournament in the third round on Tuesday, with the Spaniard playing on his first match on tour since beating Taylor Fritz in Japan Open final at the end of September. Quickly, moving on from that story right now. In the world of the WTA this morning, it's been said that after winning the biggest title of her career, newly crowned Wrexham Open champion Mimi Zhu is setting her sight on the ultimate tennis goal. The 18-year-old from Swansea told newsmen she wants to emulate her hero Serena Williams by winning a Grand Slam and becoming world number one. Zhu's W100 title at the weekend capped the remarkable breakthrough year on the ladies' senior tour, which makes her dream seem all the more possible. Hopefully, she's able to do exactly what she's setting her mind to do right there And away from that, straight into the world of basketball on the show this morning, the San Antonio Spurs and Oklahoma City Thunder extended their winning start to the NBA season to 4 games. Victor Wembanyama scored 24 points as the Spurs beat the Toronto Raptors 121 to 103 at the Frostbank Center. The Thunder claimed the 101 to 94 win at the Dallas Mavericks, while Shai Alexander scoring 23 points. The Thunder had a 22-point lead cut to 1 late in the fourth quarter before they moved out of reach. Laurie McCannon scored a career 51 points to help the Utah Jazz to a 138 to 134 overtime victory against the Phoenix Suns at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. It was the first 50-point regular season game for Jazz players since Karl Malone in 1998. Tyrese Maxey scored for 3 points as the Philadelphia 76ers overcame the Orlando Magic 136 to 124 at home to earn a third straight win, despite the absence of Joel Embiid because of knee injury. The Chicago Bulls also claimed a third successive win, beating the Atlanta Hawks 128 to 123 points at the United Center. Result from all of the matches that were played from yesterday night into this morning. The LA Lakers were lost 108 to 122 against Portland Trail Blazers. Golden State Warriors defeated the Memphis Grizzlies 131 to 118. Minnesota Timberwolves lost at home 114 to 127 against the Denver Nuggets. San Antonio Spurs, I mentioned, were 121 to 103 point winners over Toronto Raptors. New Orleans Pelicans lost at home 90 points to 122 by Boston Celtics. Houston Rockets defeated Brooklyn Nets 137 to 109 points. Chicago Bulls 128 points to 123 points against Atlanta Hawks, and Detroit Pistons lost 95 points to 116 points by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Right there in the world of basketball, in the NBA matches that went down overnight. We'll also be looking forward to other games that will be played later tonight, with likes of the Philadelphia 76ers, where they will be up against the Washington Wizards, and the Charlotte Hornets to be up against Miami Heat later this evening, right there in the NBA regular season. Sporting a Jiffy on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. I call it a wrap on the package this morning. I say many thanks to everyone who's been a part of the show. Ayode Jajibo is signing out this morning. Like I always say, stay sporty, stay active, drink enough water to stay hydrated. Go out there, be the best version of yourself. Do not forget to be kind, because kindness is cool. If you ever meet anyone on your way out this morning without a smile, please do everything humanly possible to give them a bit of yours. Be the rainbow in someone else's dark cloud. Good morning. Do it for yourself. A blessed and a highly favored Tuesday.
I know, and I love you too. This is why I've made it so that you can now have me everywhere you go. www.highimpactstudios.com. Press play. Links in our social media bio. Click at High Impact 1021 FM. Or you can just go the regular way. Turn on your radio and tune in to 102.1 FM.
We love you at High Impact Radio. Mwah!
See, there is no separating us now.
Great pictures on Instagram. Tweet at us on Twitter. Let's see your dance on TikTok. Tag us at High Impact 1021 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
She's whining like a Indiana. I come the drums like a Indiana.